Hey guys, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. We're about to hold that war council, so let's get into it. Lord Captain, the united core of the explorators and the militia forces are ready to attack the heretics who took over Eufrates II. The commanders recognize the Lord Inquisitor's sanction and agree to cede the right of supreme command to you. They ask that you summon a council of war in order to establish the plan of attack. How should we respond? Summon them to the bridge. We will hold a council. Consider it done, your lordship. I will notify the commanders that you are ready to meet with them. The leader of the explorator warriors appears on the bridge, and the bulkhead trembles beneath his metal gate. He has acquired a new set of fearsome armor since last the two of you met, and his mechadendrites are now fitted with more formidable weapons of destruction. Unit Opticon 22 initiating identification official greeting procedure, unlocking the option of strategic data exchange. The Emperor's angel who follows in his wake is clad in armor the color of a tempestuous ocean. You hear his voice, throaty and brimming with untamed boldness and strength. Which one of you Huskars is Stooge von Valancius? I am Thorbold Ironhide, and I wish to see the mortal who was granted the honor of leading my pack into battle. Opticon 22, how did you go from overseeing logistics to commanding armies? This command promotion hierarchy status update was executed following the death, decommissioning, deconstruction of the ship Teeth of the Wrathgear. The fleet's war conclave was operating aboard that vessel. Unit Opticon 22 received premature rank promotion modernization to Magos Dominus based on his extensive catalogue of recorded combat engagements. May your service benefit from the updated protocols that were bestowed upon you and the new analytical data that was entrusted to your elucidation. May the Omnissiah guide operate this unit in his core's mission algorithm of service to him. Thorbold Ironhide, you face Stooge von Valancius. Thorbold takes the measure of you and nods in satisfaction. I know the habits of a warrior when I see one. You're no indolent hyoke. Good, I give my approval. We will hunt the sorry heretics together. You haven't changed, brother Thorbold. Uppity and brazen without measure, and you carry yourself on another Drekars like it's your own. The wolf bursts into booming laughter and bares his long fangs. Such is the breed of leaders, Ulfar. We stand out. 'Tis you, Everlost, who can't find his way when the sun is right over your head. Another explosion of Thorbold's boisterous laughter drowns out Ulfar's stifled yet furious string of curses. Let us commence this war council. What good is another war council with a cog priest who knows not the joys of battle, who cut off his parts and replace them with augments to please his all-knowing master? He will propose again a cowardly plan unworthy of warriors as is the custom of his brethren, registering a show of impertinence data insufficiency in regard to the military craft and eradication methods of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Okay, more people showing up to the war council. Are you having another fight, gentlemen? How predictable. A woman in power armor walks onto the bridge with an air of superiority around her. You remember seeing her before, in the retinue of Xavier Calcazar when he barged into your chambers after your magnate accessio. Thank you for not starting without me. Acolyte Ishara dispatched by the Lord Inquisitor to facilitate the operation on Eufrates II. My privileges on this war council are those of an advisor. The woman's words are drowned out by your growing headache. Irritation, contempt, and disappointment rack your mind like a three-tailed whip accompanied by 100 furious whispers. Corruption has rooted itself deep in your soul. You serve the ruinous powers, and the ruinous powers serve you. Huh. I don't know how that happened. Okay. The time of daybreak is almost upon us, and you have failed to make the correct choice at the crossroads of fate. The truth that is hidden from the unseeing minions of the Corpse Emperor could have illuminated your sight, granted you boundless freedom. But you proved to be weak. You would not fight. You would not listen. A child unworthy of the truth, a blind boy unworthy of freedom. The alien presence melts away from your awareness like sticky sludge, no longer willing to waste its words on one such as you. Oh, is this Eurolon? Not sure. Heinrichs and Ishara exchange glances, but do not say a word. You cannot help but notice the furrow that forms on the interrogator's forehead at the sight of his colleague. So, shall we begin our war council, or shall we rather wait for heretics to corrupt this planet completely? Ishara, why are you here? The Lord Inquisitor entrusted me with the task of forging an alliance between the assembled fleet and the forces of the Cognizance fleet. Once this task is complete, I am to act as an observer and a special operative. And what are your responsibilities as a special operative? I'm afraid the Lord Inquisitor did not give me the authority to elaborate on this matter. There is no surprise in my heart. The Inquisition is, as always, too ashamed of its dark deeds to reveal them to honorable fighters. Thorbold makes a show of spitting on the floor. There will be no spitting aboard my ship, do I make myself clear, esteemed Thorbold. What's this? Show of character? Thorbold growls and locks his indignant gaze with yours. Fine, I will respect your wishes, warlord, but the bitter taste of suspicion burns my mouth. With pointed contempt, he steps away from Ishara. Why did Calcazar choose you? I happen to have some experience with large-scale bloodshed, Road Trader. That, and I never fail to deliver results. What troops can you spare to reinforce our army? The militia forces have already been transferred to Octagon 22. All I have left under my command is a tactical unit explicitly instructed to carry out the Lord Inquisitor's special assignments. Okay, that's very interesting. It's about time we moved on to discussing how we intend to kill the heretics. I need a complete report on the situation at the front. Eufrates II is a forge world. Manufactorums and extractiums take up most of its surface. Upon corrupting them, disrupting their production algorithm, the heretics enhance their ranks with possessed mechanisms and false defective traitorous Skitari whose protocols were disfigured with indoctrinating scrap code. Our forces have secured minor footholds on the surface, but are unable to deliver an effective blow to the headquarters ops center of the profaners in the Machine Cathedral at the heart of Manufactorum Sigma S13. According to the available data, it is the current location of the arch-heretic termination target, the Dark Apostle, Eurolon the Cruel. We may outnumber the enemy, but ours is a poor warband. All it has is steel curls of the Omnicide and scantily trained serfs from across the expanse, while our foe is the detestable, but nevertheless deadly putrid-hearted traitors from the ranks of the Word-bearers, and their vessels protect the Machine Cathedral from orbit. Opticon 22, what do you propose our plan should be? Our strategic analysis points toward a full-scale offensive as the optimal course of action. The losses among the troops' insignificant personnel laity will be numerous, but will not exceed acceptable parameters. Replenishing such losses will be less arduous than restoring the damage that may otherwise come to the Manufactorum. Thorbold, what would you do if you were in command of this operation? I would rain down vengeful skies upon the enemy. I would plough the land of Eufrates II with shells, shatter their defenses, level the fortified towers, throw their host into disarray. And in that whirlwind of fury, I would lead my glorious pack to pave a bath of blood for the Cogcarls. Why have you still not commenced planetary assault? There is a conflict, critical error, categorical lack of understanding of the imperatives of this operation within our chain of command. Unit Thorbold Ironhide is in favor of the strategy of mass destruction, which would constitute an unacceptable violation of the right of operation. Every square meter of the manufactorums is sacred, of high productivity value, which is why the Cog Priest is so intent on hindering and sabotaging our assault by refusing us forces and landing Drekars. But Thorbold Ironhide won't fight on the terms of Priest. If my battle plan is rejected, the Omnissiah's servants can retake the planet themselves. Maybe they think their lives mean nothing compared to their precious cathedrals, but a wolf knows what his life is worth. Opticon 22. I must say my curiosity is piqued. The explorators are hiding something on that planet, something you refuse to show to anyone and now loathe to destroy. What is it? Request denied. The Omnissiah's mysteries procedures conducted on Eufrates II are to remain undisclosed according to the protocol vow of preservation of the hallowed from the profane. This is why on Fenris we have the priests follow the warriors, not the other way around. Priests never think about the battle ahead, only their tenets and taboos. But a wolf must think only of battle and his enemy's death, not about preserving cathedrals or counting the trophies that await him. I have heard your opinions on this. Choose your strategy wisely. It's not every day you get to heed the advice of a seasoned warrior, one chosen by the All-Father himself to bring death to the foes of humanity. You two do not get along too well, do you? You read hearts like they're inscribed with runes, stooge. 'Tis true, my brothers and I grow tired of this Cog Priest and his naysay. For whatever reason, he thinks himself our lord. I concur with this statement. Given that the military action, sacred purgative crusade, eradication procedure takes place on a world devoted to the machine god, Unit Opticon 22 insists on his privileged status in the matter of strategy selection. Thorbold is right. However destructive the assault might end up being, it will be nothing compared to the damage that every moment of our hesitation does to the planet. Answer me this, Thorbold. If Opticon 22 were to come to Fenris and start ordering you around, what would you do? Heresy runs rampant on Eufrates II, and you two would rather waste all your strength on bickering, then you are nothing but fools. Let's go with... well, that's 100% apparently. Let's go with this one. Space Wolf bellows with unpleasant laughter. I would like to see him try. Fine, I hear you. No one will accuse Thorbold Ironhide of disrespecting the masters of the house where he arrived as a guest. You will hear no more arguing from me, only silence. I will kill the heretics in the manner chosen by the esteemed Cog Priest. I shall now present to you the plan of our assault on Eufrates II. Obvious, we eliminate the machine cathedral's orbital support, but what planetary assault strategy will you choose following the destruction of the enemy void fleet? Send in all our troops, even if it means sustaining heavy losses. Raise every sacred facility. We will begin by bombarding the enemy's positions, then advance cautiously. We must conserve our troops. Your plan bores me. This is not the Space Wolves' way of war, but such cowardly strategies are the limit of the Omnissiah's Cogcarls, so you have my approval. My pack will do all that is asked of it and stand at the vanguard of the assault, until we meet on the field of battle, stooge. Thorbold looks at Ulfar with a smirk. And I say the same to you, Ulfar Everlost. 'Tis a pity your pack will not share in this glorious victory with us. Ulfar lets out a bestial grumble and says to you, "That boastful Grizhov talks too much about my pack. He knows where my brothers are. I can smell it. Before we dive into the carnage, summon him to your ship and let me question him. I wish to hear what he knows, while he still hasn't lost his blathering tongue to the heretics." Strategy confirmed as optimal, updating the Skitarii tactical programs, transmitting this unit's general blessing authorization for offensive action. The Lord Inquisitor will be delighted at the news that some semblance of order was established in the command. I wish you luck, Rogue Trader. Okay. The siege, so destroy the fleet covering the Machine Cathedral, so I'm guessing that's a void ship fight. The Space Wolf Ulfar wants to find his battle brothers. Ulfar wishes to speak to Thorbold Ironhide about the fate of his pack before the assault on Euphrates II commences. With the Rogue Trader's approval, he will invite the leader of the Stormbiters to the Von Valancius flagship for a meeting. Okay. Let's save it here. Okay, so let's try and get Thorbold. Is he here? Ulfar is down there. Okay. Let's chat with Ulfar.
Let us raise our cups et vater, in honor of deeds accomplished and in expectation of those yet to come.
Why do you wish to meet with Thorbold?
If anyone knows where my pack brothers are now, he does. But it is not right to speak of such things within others' hearing. That is why I thought it better to keep silent at the War Council.
Okay. Inform Thorbold that he is invited to board the ship.
I thank you, et vater.
Thorbold has not come alone, but with a young brother in arms. With a mocking glance at Ulfar, he bellows, "Thorbold Ironhide is here. Why have you summoned me, Rogue Trader?" "Speak to me." Ulfar's usual brash joviality has evaporated from his voice. "Know you, Thorbold, whither the path of battle has led my pack, the baleful Howl? You haven't lost your pack, have you ever lost?" The young wolf's voice is strong and insolent and richly melodic. He tilts his head in mocking concern, watching Ulfar's complexion change to match the violent shade of his hair. "We did not have a chance to talk properly at the council. I wanted to meet you." "Ah, of course you do. Who would miss the chance to strike up a friendship with the illustrious leader of the equally as illustrious Stormbiters? Go on, Halbrand, recite the saga of my exploits, and make sure to include the landing in the Void Kraken's mouth. This is Halbrand the Brave, the most sonorous voice in my pack." Thorbold nods at the tall wolf, who seems to radiate the proud vigor of a warrior. "I think you meant to say Halbrand the Braggart, no? For his verses often weave together the truth with his own flights of fancy." Ulfar smiles vindictively with the viciousness utterly becoming of an angel of the Emperor. Now it is Halbrand's turn to blush. "Thank you for the correction, Everlost. I reckon we can do without the saga. Are all wolves so hostile toward one another, or is it something personal between the two of you?" "It is only friendly nipping. If there was hatred between us, the walls of this glorious hall would have long since been painted with blood. Such is a warrior's nature, a wolf's nature. When we meet with strength, we test our teeth on it." Ulfar huffs a laugh in response, but there is a personal side to it as well. The Stormbiters have always tried to best the baleful Howl in the glory of their exploits, tried and failed, for my pack was and remains superior. They dissemble so sweetly, they would tear each other apart at the first opportunity. Shut up, wretched captive. Halbrand does not even dignify Marajai with a contemptuous glance. He's not a captive. He is the rogue trader's Huskal. Ulfar averts his gaze. Huskal? A fine squad you have found yourself, Everlost. Why do you call Ulfar Everlost? You do not know? I'm not surprised. Brother Ulfar does not care for the moniker. He has had it since his early years in the chapter when Ulfar underwent his trial of the Cup of Wolfen. He took so much longer than the others that the rune priest gave him up for lost. Later he received grievous wounds in raids that sent him into stasis sleep for a long time. Anytime we would pay a visit to the baleful Howl, we would ask, "Where is Brother Ulfar?" And he was always resting. And recently he went missing altogether, lost after an attack on Xenos. Thorbold grins mockingly, his long fangs glinting. And forget not to tell of the dire curse that of yore was laid upon the mighty Ulfar. No good death for him is fated, only to one day be lost, bereft of glory and honor. Halbrand declaims the line so sonorously and powerfully that the bulkheads begin to vibrate. Any who cross his path, let him regale and gladly that proud warrior Halbrand Blatherskite, singer of rumours and fine tattler of tall tales, for he has glimpsed no worthy deeds in his short life. You know where Ulfar's pack is now? Feasting with the All-Father in the Hall of Heroes, I reckon, with Mjord filling their horns to the brim as valour and loyalty did fill their hearts. Lies, did you see their bodies? Which of the brothers will avow the truth of these words? Ironhide never lies. The young wolf's arm cuts through the air like an axe, and he angrily points at Ulfar. And you, Everlost, watch your tongue, unless you want my dagger to deliver a penance of eternal silence upon you. No, we did not see their bodies, but we heard their ranting and raving, which can only lead to the jaws of Morkai. I would like to know the details. In the battle in which you, Everlost, Arnulf, and Skiadi were captured by the Xenos, the baleful Howl took prisoners of their own. Under torture, the captive Xenos gave up the star coordinates of where they were to go next, some important meeting it seems. The place was far away, deep in the uncharted regions where the servants of the All-Father have never ventured, and your brothers decided to go there. No navigator would dare lead them to those dark places, so your brothers seized a trading boat and voyaged there without a helmsman. So you abandoned them to their grueling march. Ulfar's voice drops to a menacing rasp. Lower your hackles. I urge them not to throw away their lives in vain. Nothing but death could await them among those malevolent stars. We all came here to serve the All-Father and repay our blood debt, not to die for naught. Or have you forgotten that, Everlost? Ulfar, what will you do with his knowledge? I will not test our friendship at Vata. I know that if I call upon you to go with me in search of my pack, I will be taking you away from important battles and the saving of your home, so I will go alone to seek my brothers. But I will not abandon you in your hour of need. I owe you. When we have defeated your enemies, I will leave you and follow the trail. That trail is bloody and has long since gone cold, Brother Ulfar. There is no need to add another body to its tally. As the leader of the Stormbiters, I call you to our pack. Be a brother to us now. Ulfar gives the peaceably smiling Thorbold a penetrating look, his face darkening and his voice dropping low to a bestial snarl. Have you lost your mind, Thorbold? Perhaps it is you whose mind lost his mind. If you are daring to speak so insolently to Ironhide. Halbrand's insinuating tone is dripping with such menace that even the drawing of a sword could not have made his threat any clearer. What makes you so certain they are dead? When the baleful Howl was setting off, we exchanged gifts, our pack runes. Every 10th watch, a priest cast the runes and saw what fate they revealed. 50 watches after the baleful Howl left, the runes showed calamity. 60 watches after they left, death. Since then, the runes have been voiceless and their pacts hold no meaning. And that's it. The spirits deceive you. Your priest went a little soft in the head and forgot how to read his runes. And for that, you give my pack up for dead? Cowards. The runes do not lie, Ulfar. You know this. I'm sorry about your brothers, but their fate is clear. Why do you want Ulfar to join your pack? He's our brother. He should not be left to wander the galaxy in the company of ordinary mortals or alone. Wolves are like sharp knives. We hone ourselves against each other, and without brothers, Ulfar will grow rust and grow dull. Be with us, Ulfar. We will take you in. Go to hell, Thorvald. They'll take you in there. Thorvald, your associate too often speaks when no one has addressed him. Giving you a disgruntled look, Thorvald sternly cuts you off. When it concerns wolf matters, Halbrand will speak as if he wishes. Do not forget that we are the chosen warriors of the All-Father Roadtrader. Treat us like servants at your peril. Stop there, Thorvald. This mortal rescued me from captivity and proved his valor. I will not stand here and allow him to be disrespected. So you hold this mortal above your brothers? Being without a pack has turned you feral and stupid, Everlost. Ulfar is right. He is loyal to his brothers. Stay out of wolf business, Road Trader. I will not reveal the coordinates of the place to which your brothers travel. Respect your alpha, Ulfar. That is an order. You are too quick to call yourself my leader, Thorvald. Go and bark your commands at your pups. Who are you calling a pup, Everlost? Unlike your pathetic pack, we will soon go into battle and accomplish great deeds. But you, coward that you are, want to shirk your duty. Ulfar's and Halbrand's roars merge into a single word, duel. Let's say stop, soldiers. A harsh shout drowns out the two wolves who are ready to lunge at one another. Quiet, both of you. Have you forgotten where you are? Holmgang can only take place on solid ground, not on a boat. The void and the warp are treacherous and unfit to host a duel of the worthy. And secondly, I am your superior, Ulfar, and so I'm not asking but ordering you to back up your chest beating with deeds. If the baleful Howl pack is as alive as you say, let it march with the Stormbiters in the assault on Eufrates II. Let it display the valor all the stories tell of. Will you stand alone for all your brothers, or have you gone soft? The wolf leader's tone may be threatening, but you notice a sly glint in his eye. Ulfar, on the other hand, is growling furiously with no matching twinkle in his gaze. We'll see about that. I'll prove that the Stormbiters will never be a match for the baleful Howl. Edvater, I must be at your side when you depart for the assault. Promise that you will grant me this honor. Thorvald, why will you not simply tell Ulfar where to look for his pack? Thorvald's face seems to sag under a sudden weight. When the baleful Howl left, I became the highest ranking wolf in the expanse. I am the alpha, and it is my duty to ensure that not one of the Allfather's chosen warriors loses his life for foolish or fruitless ends, not even Ulfar. So, I shall consider it. If the Rogue Trader does not take you, I will. Do not worry, Everlost. I'll see to it that your words do not remain empty boasts. If you prove that your words carry more weight than a battle axe, I will tell you where your brothers went. If you fail, you will submit. Okay, well that's interesting. Let's save it here, so... Is there any update in the quest log? Go to Eufrates II with Ulfar. Thorvald is willing to tell Ulfar where the baleful Howl pack went if he performed the feat of glory on Eufrates II. Okay, well, in that case...
Let us raise our cups at Vater, in honor of deeds accomplished and in
okay,
expectation.
so nothing else.
Fenris Yud.
Alright. Well then, in that case... Let's send that to cargo. All this can go to cargo. If we're gonna, I guess we're gonna take Ulfar. We haven't taken him yet to any kind of mission, so this might be as good a time as any. In that situation, we'll probably be leaving Elliot behind, so I think for now we're going to, well, for now I'll level up Ulfar since he's got quite a few levels to do, and then I'll try and equip him with well, whatever best gear we have, and then we'll head out to attack the planetary or void ship protection or whatever's going on there, and then we'll probably bring Ulfar. We'll let Elliot sit this one out and go from there. So see you guys in a bit once I've leveled up Ulfar and put some more gear on him. So see you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's just take a quick look at Ulfar. Start off with Arch Militant, so I just boosted ballistic skill, strength, and agility so that he has a bit more range capability. And I took Wildfire, Confident Approach, and gave him Dash for a bit of mobility, and then Devastating Attack. So I think I'll try to give him Power, Swords, and Axes as melee weapons, and then he can just keep using his bolter and everything. Ideally, yeah, we will give him some power weapons, but don't really have anything that he could use at the moment, so we'll have to try and pick something up for him. And yeah, so let's just head off and get stuck into the breaking the orbital protection. Although I did get this thing here, so we have a bit better two-hit chance. Well, not two-hit chance. A lot better crit hit chance. Let's repair the hull. Not sure if we need... let's upgrade hull once. And then right now we can head out, see if we can break the orbital protection. Okay. Explored, so let's go in. Orbital battle. Let's save it here actually. And then let's head in. The rogue trader's ship took its place in the center of the attack formation. The right flank was guarded by the sacred combat vessels of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the left consisted of the combined forces gathered by the Lord Inquisitor headed by a frigate of the indomitable Space Wolves. The enemy deployed their ships in a wide arc in an attempt to surround the squadron, but the heretics' plan was not meant to be. Thorbold and Opticon 22 sent their detachments forward, tying up the enemy in combat and presenting the Lord Captain with a chance to deliver a blow to the very heart of the enemy position, where the flagships of these traitors to humanity awaited their final hour.
The skeins of fate can lead us to victory.
Okay, so it's just the one ship. It is a big boy ship. Dang, it is huge. Okay. We do have Empyrean Storm, so that's good. Let's go here for now. Okay. Oh, hang on. Should do vulnerability scan first. Oh, it's on the back side, alright. Well, that's not very helpful. Okay. Focused efforts. Boarding party. Do we want to try to use boarding party? Why not? Okay. Did a little bit of damage. Decent damage. Well, we can't use that anymore for some reason. Okay. Right, well. We can't move anymore. That's not going to hit. Shallow jump. That takes us forward, but do we want to do that? Target is invalid. Okay. Can't do that. Sideways jump. Let's do a sideways jump. And shallow jump forward. We get as much damage in as we can, so it's decent. Okay. So it's hitting shields. Okay, so this guy is huge. Our frigate is nowhere close enough. Warp rift. Okay, that's another swift death fighter. Okay. Big damage there. I like it. Decent amount of damage.
We broke their shield. Now break their spirit.
Okay. Broke their shields. That's nice. Send in another boarding party. Restart shields, void ship ram. Can only be used during the end phase. Okay. We can't use it just yet. New heading. Can we do that? Oh, we passed through that rift, so that's a bit annoying. Can we do anything here? That's the question. Can't do that. We can do this though. We should be able to reload a bunch of weapons. That should be all shield damage. Okay. Frigate should get some shots off at least. Okay, a little bit of damage. Okay. Frigate has survived. Whoa. Okay. Right, can't use this anymore for some reason. Just kind of annoying. Send in the boarding party again.
Do not miss your chance, Elantak.
Big shots. Nice.
Another notch on the macro cannon.
Oh, took damage though. That's a bit annoying, but that should be fine. Okay. Turn them around. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Go one. Alright, fine. Alright, we took those guys out. Hey, this should be a win.
Victory is ours.
Right, nice. I should have moved away from the chaos ship though, because that did a lot of damage when it exploded on death. So that was a bit of a dumb move on my part. But we got the win. That's all that matters. Okay. Baleful Hull. Go to Eufrates II with all fire. Yep. The forces are ready and awaiting the rogue trader's order to commence the all-out offensive. Alright. Let's repair the hull. Save it here. And I think we're about to head in. Okay, foothold. Okay. The general once said that all wars are fundamentally the same. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Bronx S. That general had not witnessed the event on Eufrates II. Rogue trader Stooge von Valancius was the supreme commander in that battle. A man of iron will, unfaltering, unshakable. I served in his personal enforcer guard back then. Just another cocky kid who thought he was an expert soldier. The Emperor was gracious to me. He gave me a chance to realize just how wrong I was. Most of my comrades didn't get a chance like that. At long last, Argenta and the Lord Captain have uncovered a clue to the plot. Oh, okay. We finally get Argenta's quest. Alright, nice. The shuttles would have blocked out the sun if one could see it through the smoke of the manufactorum city of Sigma S13. At its heart stood the machine cathedral, our primary objective. The Lord Captain showed us mercy by having the landing zone bombarded from orbit. All the shuttles carrying troops and, more importantly, precious vehicles reached their destination. Daunted by our numbers, the enemy withdrew. That was the perfect moment for a decisive attack. With an armored vehicle force of this size, we had the upper hand. Upon descending from orbit, Sister Argenta inspired the troops with the very first notes of her prayers. Her singing was the Emperor's voice commanding us to fight without any regards for our own lives. After rousing the soldiers to launch a daring raid, she quickly captured one of the heretics' commanders. That was when we heard a starkly different voice from the Sister of Battle. Trembling with fury, she personally interrogated the miscreant, pulling one poisoned confession after another out of him. Once she was done, the world was purged of his impure breath, and she was the one wielding the flamer. The sight of that heretic writhing in flames was imprinted upon our memories, shining like a light on the cruel darkness of our immediate future like a brilliant beacon. In the command center, the Lord Captain ordered his generals to deliver a tactical report, commence a rapid tank assault in accordance with the military doctrine armored wave devised by Lord Militant Justice Quinn, proceed with caution with the support of comprehensive area reconnaissance, advance while utilizing the surviving... we don't want to do that. Proceed with caution with the support of comprehensive area surveillance. We were commanded to prepare our auspexes and commence the assault. We consigned our lives to small green vid screens and their machine spirits. Whenever we avoided another one of the enemy's traps and ambushes, we would then voxcast their coordinates to the artillery gunners, while our comrades rained thunder and lightning upon the heads of those skulking Horsens. We gave the Emperor's peace to the rest, making slow but steady progress toward the city walls. Pushing through the ruins of sacred workshops, we looked with awe upon machines that up until that point had remained forbidden to the eyes of the laity. Those were palaces of incredible and frightening technology, void ship assembly halls, alchemical atriums, sacred arsenals, generators producing invisible fields unsettling to the mind, and scriptoriums containing knowledge of horrors best left undiscovered. Okay, we succeeded in an awareness test. In one of the chemical chapels, we came upon a shipment of cisterns containing hallucinogenic gas. The tech priest protested that the substance was not designed for warfare, that it was created for higher rituals, but the officers wasted no time pumping our artillery shells full of that gas. At last we reached the gates of Dock Mu 514, the threshold of the metal nightmare that was Manufactorum Sigma S13. However, the initial attempts to storm the dock shattered against the enemy defenses. Magos Dominus Opticon 22 proposed that tech sabotage. He could send small Skitari units behind the enemy lines and have them subdue the spirits of the area's defense system. Thorbold, the fierce leader of the Space Wolves, proposed to send infiltrators beyond the walls to kill enemy officers and weaken the dock's defenses. The Lord Captain ordered to have the Vanguard regiments detail the reasons why the first assault failed. Proceed with the tech sabotage. Dispatch infiltrators and deal with the enemy commanders. Barrage the enemy with gas munitions. Dispatch infiltrators and deal with the enemy commanders. The Space Wolves entered the city undetected and reaped a bloody harvest there. None could hide from those fierce and cunning warriors. The infiltrators killed one officer after another, sowing panic and disarray among the enemy. The bodies were impaled on spikes so that the heretics could see their commanders from afar. Once the mayhem had reached its peak, the Space Wolves demolished the turrets, opened the gates, and gave the signal to attack. The dock was ours. It took us many days to break through to the metal heart of the Manufactorum. On the third week of the assault, the vanguard was halted and swept away by a salvo of plasma macro cannons, scorning every cannon of sacred engineering, the heretics had placed the hull of an unfinished void cruiser on treads several kilometers long. This leviathan of adamantine and plasteel barred our way. Lodge's Opticon 22 insisted that we retake the sacred machine, for the vessel had been in the making for many decades, and its destruction would have meant a great tragedy for the Imperium. It came as a surprise to all when the Space Wolf Thorbold supported the Magos Dominus. After the Lord Captain had reconciled him with the Explorator leader, Thorbold had tamed his pride and spoke in favor of the Tech Priest cause of liberating the noble machine. The Lord Captain ordered that the cruiser be destroyed using blessed... No, we don't want to do that. Commanded that the sacred vessel be reclaimed from the enemy's clutches. Had an entire void ship dropped upon the cruiser from orbit. Sent scouts to assess the fearsome weapon. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. A majestic cathedral that was designed to cut through the void was instead resting on treads of a size that staggered the imagination. Those treads were grinding buildings into dust, and the ship's heavy cannons were incinerating entire tank formations. How could mere mortals hope to defeat a behemoth like that? Commanded that the sacred vessel be reclaimed from the enemy's clutches. Let's try it. Failed, really. Damn it. Having the sacred machine on our side could have given our offensive a sizable edge. Our orders were to get a landing force to the cruiser's bridge and escort the engine seers to the main cogitator. Only one shuttle made it to the target. After losing many of its own to the superior enemy forces, the surviving unit had lost all hope of regaining control of the ship's systems. But then, not a moment too soon, a squad of space wolves arrived to their rescue. The Emperor's indomitable warriors drove back the trembling heretics and gave the Tech Priests the precious time they needed to bring the machine spirits of the main cogitator to their senses. The cruiser was conquered. Slipping on pools of blood mixed with sacred unguents, we made it to the machine cathedral, a gargantuan hall breathing with the flames of 1,000 furnaces. The last bastion of the enemy, that was where I first faced the word-bearers, betrayers of humanity and unworthy sons of the Emperor. What could we, mere humans, possibly do to match their unholy bestial rage? The Lord Captain commanded to close ranks and direct all available forces against the word-bearers. That's not very good. Devised a plan that placed the Space Wolves at the forefront of our strike. Brought the might of the captured Explorator cruiser to bear. Well, I mean, we captured the cruiser, so we might as well... Do we want to do it? We don't want to destroy the machine cathedral, so maybe not. Let's go with placing the Space Wolves at the front of our strike. The Emperor's angels themselves led the charge that day. Magnificent in their rage, they forged a path for us to follow, and even the appalling champions of the archenemy could not stop them. While we distracted the enemy with suppressive fire and a hail of grenades, our unyielding leaders charged the word-bearers and tore them to pieces. We were the anvil of his wrath, and they were the hammer. And that's when it came. Doom Scream. An ancient and bloodthirsty hellbrute, a merciless executioner forged from adamantine and ceramite. That single foe was repelling our assaults one after the other, turning hundreds of soldiers into bloody pulp. For as long as that abomination lived, we had no hope of reaching the heart of the enemy citadel. The dire-eyed Thorbold volunteered to track down and destroy the vile spawn, but fate had other things in store for him and his brothers. The Space Wolves pack was to be the first to storm the machine cathedral, and thus Magos Dominus Opticon 22 assembled a cohort of elite Skitari and said that he would locate and eliminate Doomscream. The soldiers were whispering that he was willing to activate the so-called Guaranteed Annihilation Protocol, a terrible and ominous rite that is as lethal to the enemies of the Omnissiah as it is to his faithful servants. Upon arriving at the front lines, the Lord Captain questioned the survivors who had witnessed the ruin that Doomscream had wrought. Those lucky enough to have escaped with their lives had little to tell us. They remembered a terrible howl hanging in the air and a death machine, impossibly quick for its size, dismembering people and crumpling tanks with its horrific manipulators. This enemy was ancient, devious, and utterly mad. The heretic's mind was clouded by rage and hatred, and his body was bound within a prison of metal and mutated flesh. Upon arriving at the front lines, the Lord Captain led his retinue to hunt down this ancient killing machine himself. Failed. Damn it. The fight was grueling and bloody. Even the Lord Captain's retinue could not pierce the Doomscream's indestructible armor. It seemed then that the Lord Captain's abundant luck was about to run out, but then Opticon 22's Skitari and Thorbold's Space Wolves joined the fray. The strife forgotten, the two commanders assailed the unholy weapon of destruction. It was the Rogue Traders' wise guidance that allowed their strikes to pierce Doomscream's armor. Brutally wounded and humiliated, the profane executioner had no choice but to flee from the fight. The abomination's torn pincer, fitted with an ancient and powerful bolter, became the Rogue Trader's rightful trophy. Heretical bolter. Okay. Successful hit with this weapon randomly applies one of the following negative effects: bleeding, toxin, burning, perplexed, staggered, blinded, fatigued, and immobilized. That's pretty strong. Okay. At last we reached the Machine Cathedral. We saw a yawning lift shaft left behind by a colossal land-gnawing drill that had burrowed for kilometers into the depths of the planet. There, deep below, lay the last hiding place of the heretics' leaders. Hundreds of grenades, accompanied by promises of swift judgment, were hurled into the pit. Such was our righteous anger. The planetary assault was a resounding success. The enemy forces were shattered and broken. A small fraction remained in the Machine Cathedral, but the rest either had been destroyed or were destined to meet the same inevitable fate soon. The Lord Captain's retinue and the Space Wolves band delved into the shaft, headed toward the heart of the Machine Cathedral. We watched them leave with reverence in our eyes as we were setting up a perimeter around the entrance. We knew that the true outcome of the Battle of Eufrates II depended on them, and that our fates were theirs to decide. Okay. Well, in that case, Iliad is out, Ulfar is in. I think Iliad hasn't been as effective, so I'm happy to drop Iliad for Ulfar for this fight, just so we can complete Ulfar's quest. So we'll do that, and yeah, I think having 2 officers is fine. So let's head in. May the energies of the Immaterial flow, may the gears resume turning, may the batteries be infused with the blessed poison of the unreal. Okay. Giant clad in dark crimson armor is in the middle of a sinister litany, his words turning into a repulsive ethereal stench and flakes of otherworldly ice. He does not notice your presence. The same cannot be said about Conrad Voigtbeer, who stands at his side. His completely mutated turquoise eyes flash upon seeing you. He flinches but remains silent, hesitant to interrupt the ritual. Lord War. Ooh, that's not gonna... It's gonna be a tough one to pass. Yeah. Watching this loathsome act of desecration take place before you fills your head with an unnerving sensation. You realize you will forever remember these disturbing, inhuman words the sorcerer is speaking. They have embedded themselves in your memory in place of something important that was there before. Try as you might, you cannot remember what it was. The sorcerer does not turn his head as his voice rolls over the room. I see you, mortal thing. I sense your meek mind. The sorcerer reluctantly turns his burning gaze upon you, so you are the one who was so eager to meet me in your own demise. Rejoice, brother Twilight, today you become the new rogue trader. Voidvir's deformed features twist into a bloodthirsty smile. Yes, master, I will rectify my mistake and reclaim what was stolen. Examine the machine. The platform beneath the sorcerer's feet is the drilling machine's massive tunneling shield. This mighty mechanism can gnaw through underground rock, bunker, bulkheads, reinforced with adamantine or anything else that may lurk in the planet's depths. The corrupted servants of the Deus Mechanicus scuttle around the heretic, muttering twisted prayers of ignition in attempts to persuade the omniscient majestic beast to awaken and rend the world's flesh. Do you have a name, or shall I simply refer to you as the heretic? You know my name well. I'm Uralon the Cruel, breaker of misbelievers, true speaker, triumphator of faith, dark apostle of the blessed word-bearers legion. Kneel and offer a prayer of gratitude, for your death could not bear a worthier name. You must have been preoccupied with something profoundly important if you paid no heed to me obliterating your army. Death for the glory of the true God is a blessed fate for any believer, so why would I rob them of it? Every martyr who perishes in their name only empowers their reign. I was tasked with a different mission, to make the Coronis Expanse behold the sheer impotence of its most eminent protector. Once Kalkazar's treasure has been stolen, his secret hoards plundered, and his name shamed, the dogs of the false emperor will see the truth. No one will protect them. No one will heed their pleas. Only by bowing to the masters of the Immaterium will they earn the right to live. And what is this treasure you covet so terribly? I will keep this from you so that you may perish in the darkness of ignorance. Pathetic, your master didn't even tell you the reason why he sent you to face your death. Neither will I make this poisoned cup any easier to drink. If you are so confident in your victory, then what are these secrets for? Very well. Kneel and pledge yourself to the true gods of the war, for great revelations are a reward for the faithful. I doubt you intend to obey, but I will still advise you against it. Voidvir, what the devils are you doing here? Voidvir cocks his head sharply like a bird and laughs mockingly. I am on a path to greatness, Stooge. True power, the kind of which you and Theodora could only dream of. The edge of daybreak promised to weave me a truly remarkable fate. You are on a path to your own death, nothing more. You have almost reached the end. An empty threat. I have the upper hand this time. In my next prayer to the Dark Gods, I will thank them for letting me destroy another rogue trader of the Von Valancius line. If only you knew what powerful weapon awaits us down below. With it, we will make the entire expanse. Enough, brother Twilight. Your lips will not speak a word more than it is a heathen's place to hear. Ignorance is their cloister. Let them remain trapped there. No more words, Thorvald. We must stop him. The wolf lets out a chilling howl and his pack ready their weapons, acknowledging it as an unequivocal order to kill. With a solemn gesture of his hand, Uralon thunders in fury. Let those who blaspheme against the true gods beg forgiveness in vain. Let their lips be sealed, let their hands be severed, let their souls be reaped and scourged. Glorious fight awaits. Take heed with the silver-tongued trader, for he is old, sly, and strong. But by the All-Father, the wolves will spill rivers of his blood today. The horrific display of profane sorcery appears to have filled Thorvald with joy and anticipation rather than fear. Have you encountered Uralon before? No, or else his head would still be hanging on his neck, but my pack has heard plenty about his strength and ignominious misdoings. One can see the evidence of his malefactions all across the Cronus expanse like bear tracks upon fresh snow. We stalked him and looked for a chance to clamp our jaws around his throat, but the craven knows well how to hide behind the backs of his heretical lackeys. What manner of witchcraft was he attempting back there? He wished to wake the tunneling behemoth. If you hunger for my thoughts, Urulon is searching for something down below in the Manufactorum's deepest halls. My warriors destroyed the energy fountain and silenced the drill, but the detestable Malefic still found a way to revive it with his heinous magics. Another blasphemy. They are too many to count now. Pascal's dry voice is rattling like a heavy vehicle's chain track. His visor lights up a blinding green then blue, and you hear a metallic moan coming from everywhere. It's as though the Manufactorum itself was being tortured. What is Urulon after? What is he trying to unearth? Don't ask, for I know not myself. Calcazar treats his allies like a Fenrisian mushroom farmer treats his produce. Keeps them in the dark and feeds them shit. He didn't see fit to enlighten us about the secrets of Euphrates II, but 'tis no matter. Whatever it is, we mustn't let the loathsome Malefic claim it. I will deal with him. You're a brave one. You're not easily deterred. Good. Then find a way to reach the tunneling platform while we give the mangy sorceress something to worry about. Thorbold exchanges glances with his warriors, and you could swear they all smile in anticipation inside their helmets. Halbrand, you stick to the original plan. Take 2 brothers and go after Doomscream. Our scouts report that he took refuge here in these depths after being defeated in battle on the approach to the Machine Cathedral. I want to take the unholy tin can that holds his traitorous brain back to Fenris. Good hunting. We won't fail you. The eager Space Marine lets out a hungering howl. Proudly tread the hunter's grim in chase of a beast of steel and blood. Fangs bared sharp in thirst of prey, let glory cloak their mighty gait. Doomscream? He hides in this den. Step aside, Halbrand. I will be the one to slay it. I claim this quarry for the baleful howl. Who or what is this Doomscream? An old and vicious heretic, a hellbrute whose veins boil with poisonous rage and savagery. His mind and body have so been warped by the ruinous powers that his very existence is an affront to the Allfather's warriors. Tread lightly when facing him, young brother. Yes, the beast is mad and hideous, but he is withal mighty, old, and graced with the archenemy's profane patronage. His hateful sermons abound with malefictions, and his weapon claimed the lives of hundreds during the assault. We grievously wounded him, true, but we haven't seen the last of this foe. If Ulfas kills Doomscream, will that prove that the baleful howl lives? If it comes to pass, I will be the first to raise a cup to the proud name of this ferocious pack. Ulfar, we set out to hunt the beast. Do you seek to best me in hunting, Ulfar Everlost? None are faster or deadlier than the storm biters. We will see, young wolf, we will see. Luck be with you, warriors. Hyder Ross Stooge. Okay. Well, that was super interesting, and the approach to the heart of the Machine Cathedral was done in that storybook form. That was pretty cool. Fortunately, we failed a lot of the most important tests during that storybook vignette, or whatever we want to call it. But yeah, this is probably a good place to end the episode. And obviously in the next one, we'll get started to kill Doomscream, deal with Urulon. Not sure how long this is going to take. Could be a few episodes, but I'm actually excited to get stuck into it. Attack some chaos, but for now, thanks a lot for joining me for breaking the siege and the approach into the Machine Cathedral, and I hope you'll join me for, I guess, the final showdown with Urulon. Thanks a lot again for joining me, and I'll see you then.